This is the future.
Why climate action starts with girls' education. Investing in girls' education is one of the most powerful ways to tackling the climate emergency. It is the foundation for women's equal participation and decision making, green innovation and livelihoods, and policy making. Educated women have the skills they need to run and grow sustainable businesses, especially in climate smart agriculture. They can inspire community action to build climate resilience, innovate to adapt green technologies, and lead on local and global policy that changes the status quo. The result: increased prosperity, reduce carbon emissions, and improve adaptation and resilience to the effects of climate change, which are already being felt, especially in the world's most marginalized communities. We know this not just from research data, but from more than 25 years of experience in Africa. Okay, healthier, better educated, and more financially secure for sustainable, low carbon pathway to prosperity, improve adaptation and resilience to the effect of climate change. All right, so there's more. Okay, go into it and read. There's more, a lot of information. Climate action. Let's see what they're doing for climate action. Is that the one that I just read? Girls educate for climate action. Investing in girls education, women leadership. Okay, I think that's the one. Yep, I read that already. Let's see what else. Women leaders. Okay, we know they're looking for leaders. So I'm already past more than an hour. I've stopped like 3 times already. Different things happen. So let's see what they do here. What we do, how we operate. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, how we operate. CAMFED has created a model that radically improves girls' prospects of becoming independent, influential women. Okay, we believe that effectively supporting an individual means investing in the structures that surround them. Okay, CAMFED treats everyone we work with as an individual, but we do not support anyone in isolation. We work in partnership with rural communities, partnership founded on trust and deep respect for the expertise and commitment of community members. We know that successfully supporting a girl means investing in all aspects of her life, providing both financial and social support, and working to change the context of her exclusion. Okay, that's the foundation of things. Okay, CAMFED not only pays school fees but provide other essentials such as uniform, books, and sanitary protection, safe boarding facilities, of bicycle for girls to get to school more quickly and safely. We train teachers and child protection and young women as peer mentors and role models to vulnerable girls, and we invest beyond the classroom, supporting young graduates and the CAMFED Association with additional training and resources so they can in turn lead change for the next generation. Together, we train government teachers as teacher mentors who are present in every one of our partner schools to look after the psychosocial well-being of vulnerable children, establish a nurture parent support group, okay, which volunteer their time and resources to keep children in school by providing nutritious school meal of improved school facilities. For example, improve learning environments by providing equipment or funding new infrastructure such as low-cost boarding accommodation for girls living far from school. So they have boarding. Okay, I see. Support girls to grow and confident and thrive in the classroom through the support of training CAMFED learner guides, peer mentors, and role models. Together, we radically improve girls' prospects of becoming independent, influential women. All right, so there's more here. You guys could go on their website and learn. Okay, let's see. Okay, learn about people who make our movement. So there's that. CAMFED campaign for female education. Our operation, CAMFED, is made up of 3 interworking and independent parts. Through the synergy of these 3 parts, CAMFED is able to deliver a resilient, highly efficient, and ultimately sustainable program that truly serves the need of our clients and multiplies the impact of donor investment. Okay, CAMFED Association, the network of women leaders founded by former CAMFED clients who organize and act on behalf of girls and young women. CAMFED champions members of the communities we work with who actively champion and support the advancements of girls and young women. CAMFED operations, the fundamental operation of CAMFED include program design, support system, partnership, and governance. Okay. Okay. Learning about the people who make our movement, CAMFED Association, CAMFED champions, CAMFED operation. Let's see here, meet our association. Okay. Africa's largest and fastest growing peer support and leadership network of young women activists for girls' education, now spearheading CAMFED's program. Okay, let's see that one. All right, and then I'll go back out again. CAMFED Association. We are the CAMFED Association, Africa's largest and fastest growing peer support and leadership network of young women activists for girls' education, now spearheading CAMFED programs. Okay, very interesting. Okay, meet our sisterhood of change makers, a new generation of leaders at the forefront of global movement for girls' education. We are the CAMFED Association, CAMA, Africa's largest and fastest growing peer support and leadership network of young women activists educated with CAMFED support, now spearheading CAMFED program. By the beginning of 2023, there were 254,470 of us. Will keep growing as more girls graduate and join. Very interesting. That's nice. We share a background of poverty and exclusion. So that's their foundation. This is what they know they have this in common. And an unstoppable determination to ensure that every girl secures her right to go to school, learn and thrive, and can become an independent, influential woman. We are deeply committed to plowing back the benefit of our education into our communities, quite literally, because many of us run farming businesses and practice climate smart agriculture. Okay, we support each other and capitalize on our education by passing on our learning and expertise to many more girls. This is the thing. Knowledge. If you experience something, I bet you, I mean, I'm not a farmer, but I could imagine let's say, it could be a variety of reasons. Okay, climate, soil, whatever. So they try something. It worked perfectly for them, but someone in another area tried the same thing, but it did not work. Now, there's a third person who probably did something completely unconventional due to the basic of education of what was taught to her. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying whatever is basic, but through what she knows, the know-how, but she implements something by putting one and one together, something worked, and then help the other one whose crop did not work. So this is the thing. When you go through something, it's good to share the knowledge. And this is the thing that a lot of advanced, like the United States, is gonna be messing up in, because they removing books, they removing certain things, prevent people from learning and all of this. So that's one thing. All right, so that's what crossed my mind as I read this. Okay, we support each other and capitalize on our education by passing, this is the part here, passing on our learning. This key here, passing on our learning, okay, and expertise to many more girls and young women in our communities. We are big sisters and role models to girls, providing the social support they need to do well in school and beyond. And we are looked up to as business leaders, creating jobs and using some of our profits to support more vulnerable children to succeed. Okay. What makes CAMFED Association such a powerful force for change? We are organized into elected committees from the district to national level with an infrastructure designed to effectively share knowledge, skills, and resources. We connect with each other to overcome rural isolation and exchange experience. There's the thing here. Again, exchange, sharing. Okay, and exchange experience and expertise and opportunities, joining hands to make sure many more children get the chance we got to build a brighter future. Partnering with schools, local and traditional authorities, we galvanize our communities into action for vulnerable girls. Among our CAMFED Association sisters are teachers, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, nurses, social workers, climate smart agriculture, specialists, and local political leaders, all with a strong and intimate understanding of the barriers to girls' education. We know how to dismantle those barriers and rally everyone in our communities to do the same. All right. When I see the part here, politician, the only thing that popped up in my mind is hope they recognize when politicians don't use them, don't use their what they all about just to gain vote, and then they're not doing anything. I know it's hard, but hey, at the same time, you still need to talk to them. All right, so there's more CAMFED Association numbers. Okay, there's more numbers, statistic. Okay, please go through it. I have already more than an hour of recording, but it's just to introduce you to some of the things that's going on. Look like this is a electronic kind of thing. All right, please go over it. There's a lot. Okay, I could go on and on. There's a lot. All right, so let's go to the main one. What we do, where we operate. Okay, let's see here. CAMFED, I was supposed to go back. This. Okay, we said CAMFED Association and CAMFED Champions. This. All right, let's see. Okay, CAMFED Champion, teachers, parents, traditional authorities, and local officials work together with our women leaders to actively champion and support the advancement of girls and young women. The power of communities. CAMFED partners with thousands of schools, communities, and education authorities across rural and some urban district in Ghana, Malawi, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe to tackle the multiple barriers to marginalized girls' schools access, retention, progress, completion, and translation. What I think here, this is my humble opinion, where they work with local schools, maybe, okay, humble opinion here, there are some students, okay, who's struggling to pay because those schools are not free to pay. So maybe the school work with some of them kids who probably they feel like will need the financial support, because the school is a business as well. Will love to have that pupils remain there and get the money from CAMFED. This is what I'm thinking when they say local schools, was it partner with thousands of school, communities, education, and this type of thing. Okay. Our grassroots-led approach sees communities take responsibility for the welfare and success of their most vulnerable girls, matching international donor contribution with resources generated locally, ensuring that girls have the necessary wraparound support to attend and thrive in school. Community champions include teachers, parents, traditional leaders, and local officials, education officers, social workers, and magistrates working to end child marriage, for example. They work hand in hand with members of the CAMFED Association of Women Leaders and are supported by CAMFED operations. CAMFED champions take on many roles, including serving on the committee that select girls for school joining support. Very interesting. Okay, community on solutions to girls' exclusion from education. All right, CAMFED trained teachers, mentors are the first port of call for vulnerable girls and often act and local parenting, mentoring students and ensuring they receive their entitlements. They connect with parents to form parent support groups, setting up small enterprises to generate income to send more children to school. Parents in turn, support teachers by helping to mentor and safeguard girls, monitor school dorms. Oh, okay. Monitor school dorms, provide school meals, and build school infrastructure. Okay. Very interesting. Traditional leaders conduct outreach to local families, create bylaws to address early marriage, and support CAMFED Association members and their advocacy against early marriage and early pregnancy, as well as their outreach to improve community health and encourage female entrepreneurship. They work with local officials to tackle abuse and help connect young women graduate to job opportunities or business support services, for example. There's more here. Okay, community champion impact to date. Okay, let's see what they've done so far. With support of girls communities, we are changing the context in which girls learn and the context they graduate into so they can thrive and lead change for the next generation. 7,236 partner primary and secondary school across 166 districts. CAMFED works in genuine partnership with government schools to help improve the learning environment for all students, sharing information on school performance and working with the community to implement change is crucial to success. 139,461 community champions. CAMFED's program worked because of the commitment of local community champions of activists. These volunteers include everyone from traditional leaders to government education officials, teachers, parents, and former students. Okay, so they hire people who went to their schools. Okay, 598,658 children have been supported to go to primary school by CAMFED community champions across Africa. 916,812 children have been supported to go to secondary school by CAMFED community champion across Africa. That's very good. All right, so there's some examples here. Okay, you could go in there and read some of their thing. We go back again. I have to remember we have this here. This is my last one. I want to come back to that. Okay, CAMFED operation. Our governance and support structures, reporting, monitoring, and evaluation, research, and communication. Okay, let's see here. Their team. CAMFED operation. All our operational functions are carried out in partnership and close coordination with the young women and communities we serve. Okay, how long is that? Not too long. Let's see here. CAMFED operations are not separate from, but rather tightly integrated with the communities we serve. CAMFED's work in our partners' communities is driven by local communities that comprise members of the CAMFED Association and CAMFED champions, including teachers, parents, traditional leaders, and local government officials, all whom volunteer their time and expertise to ensure that more girls complete school. They are supported by CAMFED operation and national and district offices across Ghana, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, staffed entirely by national of those countries. Traditional back office support is provided by small teams in the United Kingdom, United States, and Canada. Okay, our tight integration is represented by the overlap in our operating models circles, indicating that many staff members employed in our district and national offices and some international offices are also members of the CAMFED Association or part of our CAMFED champions. All right, let's see here in this session. Okay, that's what we'll well, these are on all of the pages and I missed it. CAMFED Association, CAMFED champions, CAMFED operation. Okay, so these are the things that I've learned. Okay, I went over. Okay, all right. Okay, above all, we account to the girls. All of our operation team work together with a keen eye on the welfare of the girls and young women we serve, accountable above all to our clients. To ensure this accountability is part of the fabric of our operations, we have a social control process in our governance framework that results in a deep investment by the wider community. CAMFED monitors student entitlement, example, receipt of school uniform, books, sanitary wear. This is the thing here that sometimes prevent people and young girls in third world countries from going to school. Okay, sanitary wares, school supplies, etc. A 3 different level: community, national, and international level. Community champions, CAMFED association members, and CAMFED operation all visit schools to check on the welfare of clients, ensure entitlement have been received, and check school so they don't have someone in the middle to interfere of that. Okay, so what I'm getting from here is that once I think they give them a package. The package has all the things that they need, sanitary, school, books, pencils, and whatever. Okay, this is my interpretation of it. So now once they receive it, they follow through to make sure that they received it. Okay, so they don't miss any school, so they don't say, oh, I don't have sanitary, or I don't have this, I didn't have that. Okay, so they want to make sure they receive it, and then it's their part now, the kids, to follow through to come to school. That's the way I see this one here. Okay, ensure entitlements have been received, and check school accounts to ensure school and exam fees have been recorded. For example, this is in addition to the conventional financial control and auditing functions that are in place. Yeah, they're following through. They don't want us just send the money. They want to make sure. Okay, I don't know how they send the money, if it's directly to the school or whatever, but they want to make sure their money is going exactly where it intended to go. That's how I'm getting that. Okay. In addition, elected CAMFED association chairs sit on the board of each national CAMFED entity. Our national board also includes traditional leadership, CAMFED champions, and experts with in-depth government, education, and social welfare expertise, operational functions such as program development and delivery, finance, monitoring, and evaluation, reporting, fundraising, and communication are all carried out in partnership and close coordination with women leaders in the CAMFED Association and other community champions. All right, so there's more here. All right, there's here a model built on trust. The environmental community members is something that goes beyond conventional buy-in. It is a trust that CAMFED has built over many years by working in this environment. Our community partners, they trust us, and we also trust our community partners. That is a differentiating factor between CAMFED and other organizations. Luxon Shumba, CAMFED Chief Financial Officer. All right, so you could go in there and check more. All right, so I don't need to go back. I did all of that. Let's see here. What else? Let me just see if everything is the same here. It doesn't come down. We operate. All right, our programs, your question, what set us apart. Let's do this one and then we'll finish up. Okay, if you want to know more, just go on their website. Let's do our program. Okay, let's see. Okay, our programs. How long is that? Pretty decent page, but let's see. And the rest, probably videos, you probably will need to go on their website to know more. Okay, let's see here. Our programs. CAMFED holistic programs support girls to go to school, learn, thrive, and become leaders and change makers in their community. Girls excluded from education become women excluded from decision making and every other sphere of life. CAMFED's programs tackle poverty and inequality by providing the financial and social support girls need to learn, thrive, and lead. We see girls' education as the route to system change, not to mitigation of system that keeps failing the most marginalized. We began with an individual girl in rural Africa, were answerable first and foremost to her by looking at the world from her perspective. Okay, that remind me and the Obama Foundation, when Harry went over there, Melody Gapson was interviewing Harry, and then when Harry went to that community center and wanted to help, he explained something where he said he doesn't want, usually those people have all the solution and they just need financial help. I'll put the clip that I'm talking about because I don't want to misinterpret it.
Has this been easier or harder than you thought to start your own foundation and to, what would you say?
I think it's made easier with the people that we work with, the support that we have. Obviously, it's certainly made easier having the name and the position, because with that comes the ability to convene some amazing people and some expertise, of which a lot of other organizations wouldn't have the opportunity to do. So, yeah, it's been emotional. Highs, no lows, but there is so much to do, as everybody in this room knows. There is so much to do, and the question is making sure that you streamline it, you do it the right way first time, and the crucial point is that we listen, and that we don't go into a project, we don't go into a community and stamp our authority down and go, we're the Royal Foundation, this is how you're going to do it. It's completely opposite, and that's why I believe that we've been so successful, is because we've gone into those communities and said, right, we all know there's a problem, what is the solution? And let us facilitate and fund you in the process. Listen, we have to listen to the younger generation, because they are the cure of some of the world's biggest problems. They're the cure of many communities as well. And as we'll hear from these guys, especially from Chantal, you're talking about young people, individuals who have lived experience. You can teach someone to be a lawyer. You can teach someone to be a pilot. You can't teach some of the experiences and some of the scars that some of these people have. And therefore, in my mind, the workforce is already there. What we have to do is be able to create a platform, be able to create a way that that workforce is then reintegrated back into society, because they can do things that we can never do. And if I was in their position, I wouldn't want someone in a suit and tie, or a prince, or anybody else telling me how to do things. I'd much rather them come in and say, right, we have an amazing platform, we have an amazing ability, we've got a bit of money, how do you want to do this? How can we succeed first time and make sure that you guys are running this project?
So this part remind me of it. Okay, we work to dismantle the financial, structural, and systemic barriers to her education and to living a healthy and fulfilling adult life as an independent, influential woman. Our programs are designed to develop and refine with young people we serve. They are owned by our partners' communities, and spearheaded by members of the CAMFED Association of Women Leaders educated with CAMFED support. Deeply invested in the success of every girl and their communities, our women leaders and community champions use their own resources to reach out to many more girls, identifying those who are invisible to local authorities. Very interesting. Okay. Supporting girls through school and into adulthood. CAMFED builds a network of support around each girl, providing her with tailored support during school, beyond school, and into her future. So every step, I like her smile in this picture. So every step, like milestone, they help guide her in a way. If she has any questions, so they will help her with whatever concern. That's how I'm getting this. Okay, so they don't just leave her or whatever, so they guide her. Okay, very interesting. Financial support for girls to attend school. We work in a context where families struggling to provide regular meals simply can't afford to send their girls to school. So CAMFED provides targeted financial support to cover a wide range of school-going costs. This is what I was saying. I think they give them a package with everything that they need, menstrual things, pencils, books, or whatever, so they don't say they didn't receive it. That's what I get here. Okay, this includes the required school uniform and shoes, fees, books, and school supplies. There it is, as well as items that address the additional hurdles girls face, including bingo. I was right, including menstrual products and bicycles. Okay, this one I read it already, but I didn't put it as part of that. So they give them a bicycle. Very good. And bicycles or boarding fees, including that girls can travel long distance more safely or board directly at schools far away from their villages. So what I'm thinking, that do they hire people who fix bicycles, because the roads are very rough and not all of them are paved, so wheels might mess up and all of this. Anyway, that crossed my mind. Okay, we also support schools with grants for infrastructure and community groups with grants to establish local enterprises whose profit in turn fund the education of more children and their communities. Okay, teacher mentors. Okay, across our countries of operation, there is a lack of highly qualified, especially female teachers, and of learning materials. Teaching is often in English, not in students' home languages, and without access to resources and support, children find it very hard to acquire the literacy and language skills required to learn and pass their exam. All right. What is it? In the United States, they have this that called ESL, where they help the student with English or whatever. So I will assume they will need someone who speak the kids' language. So yeah, they know what they're doing. Okay, so I was just thinking out loud. Okay, we started addressing these issues to train teacher mentors who work across government partners, schools, identifying new ways of helping girls to pass the exam in a context where 50% of the students fail. Okay, so they target where the need to help on them. So yeah, communication is the key. There's possibility they know the material, they just don't understand what they're reading because it's a different language. That's what I think here. So they're targeting where the issue is. Okay, for many children, particularly those who are orphans, school is the only place where they can get adult guidance and psychosocial support. Trained teachers, mentors working throughout CAMFED partner schools help to address the problems that children encounter at school or at home. Increasingly, these teachers, like a Penelope picture here, were once themselves supported through school by CAMFED and bring their lived experience and empathy to the classroom. Yeah, that's what Harry was saying. Many of these kids, they already know, they know what they need, but he doesn't want like someone, a prince with a suit and tie, to come and tell them how to run their thing. So these kids already know what they want, what their community need. So all they need, what Harry was intended to do, he got a little bit of money so he could help them with whatever it is. So here these young people are coming back to help the student. That's what I get from here. Okay, learner guides. In school, teacher mentor work alongside learner guided young women in the CAMFED Association who return to their local school to support vulnerable children in their studies and deliver a uniquely tailored life skills and well-being program called My Better World. Learner guides understand the barrier imposed by poverty, having lived them. Okay, this is their experience, working with teachers, parents, schools, and local officials to keep children in school and push up learning outcomes. Learner guides represent a formidable new force in strengthening the ties between schools and home. As peer mentors and local models, learner guides are transforming prospects for young people and their communities and beyond. Okay, you could go and learn more about that. Okay, parent support, CAMFED. Okay, I read this already, so this is a different angle. All right, the last one that I read was much closer. Parent support, CAMFED also partner with parents who volunteer their time and resources in parent support groups. These groups offer love, support, and vital services to vulnerable girls and boys, such as school meal program and supervision at school herself. Okay, with training and small grants, parent support groups are also starting profit-making enterprises in order to help more children in their communities and cover their material needs, including shoes, books, and uniforms. Okay, beyond schools, let's see here. All right, our programs provide continued support after girls graduate in school. The CAMFED Association, our unique peer support and leadership network. Through the network, young women gain access to pastoral support and practical training in life, financial, business, and leadership skills, health and well-being, and can access employment and further education opportunities. The network allows young women to connect across industries and employment sectors. Very interesting. One thing, there's a bicycle, maybe it's one of those they give them. One of the things that crossed my mind when they say pastor financial, this one, I'm wondering, okay, so it could be for them to go to school, but I was thinking if they want to start a business, do they help them financially? I don't know. To give them like a loan? I don't know. Okay, transition guide. Our post-school transition curriculum is designed to enable young women to make a safe transition from school to productive and sustainable livelihood. That's very important. Very good. Enterprise development. We are supporting women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses beyond the micro stage so they can create more jobs, prosperity, and gender equity in rural communities. All right. Climate Smart Agriculture Guide. Agricultural guides are young women who have completed school with CAMFED support, who have received training and developed expertise in sustainable agriculture. They then train other smallholders in sustainable farming techniques, supporting their communities to adapt to the effect of climate change while improving yield. They respect traditional knowledge and combine it with innovation using method and materials readily available in local communities. Okay, I think this video is gonna be two-part. Agricultural guide are helping to raise productivity, combat hunger, build resilience to climate shocks, and lower greenhouse emission while tackling gender inequality in farming. Alright, so I pretty much went over. There's more. I'm pretty much leaving a whole bunch, but there's more. What this one say? Our impact. I guess they will have more things. Oh wow, can you imagine them walking? Oh, I'm looking at the mountain. It's a nice view, but well, there's a house right there, so maybe it's not that far, but just imagine. Okay, so you guys could check some more. Our impact numbers, students supported through donors fund. Okay, so these are some numbers here. CAMFED work ignite virtuous cycle whereby young women supported through school by donor funds go on to support many more children in education. So keep scrolling, okay, down to see how the investment by donor is multiplied. All right, so there's more here. All right, let's finish up. Okay, I'm starting to get tired. Okay, what's there? How we operate, we did that. Where we operate, we know that already. Our program, your question, what set apart. Okay, our impact, is that the one? Our impact. Okay, yeah, that was that. So let's finish with that. Okay, we track and measure the impact of our work through rigorous monitoring and evaluation, longitudinal surveys, and in-depth research. Making transformative impact, CAMFED supports girls in government, primary and secondary school across Zimbabwe, Zambia, Ghana, Tanzania, and Malawi to access schools, succeed, and become leaders and change their communities. Our impact increased exponentially through the association of young women educated with CAMFED support. Together, we multiply the numbers of girls in school and accelerate the transition to livelihood and leadership, including by taking climate action. Yeah, which I just read previously. Our partners' communities are among the most deprived in the region. I thought I was gonna see some list of names. Okay, far removed from hospital, lacking public infrastructure, and often situated on the poorest land, they have the greatest level of poverty within the country and suffer some of the highest rate of illness, including HIV/AIDS. They have extremely low literacy rates. Most people live a hand-to-mouth existence. Schools in these communities are fewer in numbers, meaning children often have to walk very long distance to get to school, and we have fewer teachers and less equipment. Girls are particularly vulnerable in these circumstances, and their education has the most transformative impact. Poverty is the greatest barrier to accessing an education in the communities where we work. Families want the best for their children, but lack of financial means to support their education. We know that communities understand their issues and that they have the solution to those issues. Our role is to catalyze their activism and listen to girls, their families, their teachers, and chief. The children we support are selected. Okay, so this is very important. The children we support are selected by the community as being the most in need. Okay. We don't just provide them with books, okay, with school fees. We help them throughout their development. Okay, so that's, yeah. Okay, every step, every stage, they work with them. Okay, our package, which include mentoring and social support from young women who were themselves once excluded from the education, allows a girl to get into school, do well academically, and maximize the value of her education after graduation. In this video, Fanny from Malawi speaks for millions of girls from marginalized communities ready to shake up the world if only they get the chance to go to school. Alright, so there's more information here, statistic and numbers. I think I'm getting tired. I've been recording for a while, so check their website and know more about it. Okay, so I will also leave this link. It takes you straight to CAMFED where you could donate, so you could donate. Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. That's it.
So I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but I just want to ask just practically. So let's just say that comes to you. It has these unique characteristics where you can see the need, you can see the ability to leverage, you can see how lending your name and reputation to this will elevate an issue that is very important, whose moment has come. Do you vote? Do the three of you sit down and say, I'm in or I'm out? Or
It's still a young organisation. I mean, our first grant was in 2012, I think it was, actually with these guys. But so yeah, we're still very much in the infancy years as such. But what we're trying to do is we want to prove the model in different sectors, and then once we've proven it, then we want to expand it. And there's no point in doing it otherwise, because what's the point in being involved in something unless you know that you're succeeding to a certain extent, if you know what I mean?
Right.
Evolution. This is the future.